You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey, happy Monday. So shout out to everybody in the house. Marcus, what's up? Jeff Wedding, hey, buddy. CJ Design. Pastor Michael, nice to see you, bud. Triple B, Figure Drawing, Mill Skills. Yeah, let's go, Phil.
Did you want to say hi to the big draw, Robbie?
Well, Marcus kind of broke the seal there. So how are you feeling today, buddy? I know you went to see Exorcist, correct?
Yeah,
I feel great this weekend. I didn't feel very good for about 3.5 hours last night, but aside from that, I had a wonderful weekend. And
well, you're
woke
doing
up today
better.
feeling great about life.
You're doing better than Dak. He's not feeling too good today.
Well, he shouldn't.
The real question is this.
He should feel bad about himself.
So wait a minute. So here's the real question. What is the over and under before we see, Cooper Rush and then Trey Lance?
I mean, you're paying Dak. They're going to stick with him. They're going to stick with Dak because that's what they're paying him. And the thing is, here's the thing. We're probably going to do really well for the next few weeks and then fool everybody again and then go up again. I mean, I'm just saying, here's the thing. I knew that this was coming. I hated seeing the Cowboys not just lose, but get embarrassed on national TV, right? Just flat out embarrassed. However, I've been saying this since the beginning. The 49ers are incredibly legit, and that's the team everybody needs to watch out for.
I don't disagree with that. Niners with their run game, with McCaffrey, I think the only thing is, can he stay healthy? But was all of his injuries a product of running for Carolina all those years? Now he's got a real O-line.
Received the books that we
Tacoma
received the books that we sent.
Oh, cool.
Very cool, because most people don't. We just take the money. We don't really
big liar. What do you know, dude? If anything's missing from your package, 9 out of 10 says it's in John's trunk.
Ronald's in France, and he managed.
Ronald,
nice.
buddy, I heard you were taking a little bit of a vacay kind of cruisy thing, and I'm so happy to hear about that. Well deserved. But
the big question is did Ron get a Royale with cheese? That's the big question right there.
What do they call that?
So, but I gotta tell you, I mean, your vaunted defense looked a little exposed, dude. They look real confused. That flea flicker had them running around in circles.
Yeah, on either side of the ball, the Cowboys did not look good yesterday at all, man. But it's okay. It's all right. It's a new day. It'll be a new game coming up soon. So.
I'll say this, though. With no run game, I don't know what Dak's going to do. And he has never been a great guy to read defense.
Reading's hard.
And it is. And I'll give him this. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for the three INTs because I do, but I don't really, because at that point in the game, what else are you going to do? Okay. Everybody knows you're throwing the ball. Okay. Everybody knows you got to eat up chunks of yards. But, and he's never been known to be the most accurate passer, in the league. So I'm not putting it all at Dak's, doorstep. I mean, I think McCarthy has to go. I think that goes beyond question. But you got the same problem you've had, man. Jerry Jones. He needs to take his hands off of the team. Stop acting like he's a general manager.
It's his team.
Well, guess what?
I want him to touch the team constantly.
Ask Dan Schneider how that worked out
every
for
week.
him. Okay?
That guy too, man. I love
that guy's out.
Owner.
That guy's out. But my point about Jerry Jones is, after a certain point, you got to eat humble pie, man. You've got to, right? I mean, you fired the one winningest coach. You're so petty you won't put him in the Dallas Walk of Fame or whatever they call it. Okay,
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's on the stadium, right?
So you won't put him in there, even though the man is legit in Canton. Okay. So in a sense, I got to tell you, man, that you guys have a problem until you get rid of Jerry Jones, just like the Washington Commanders had a problem until they got rid of Dan Schneider. Just calling it how I see it. I'm not going to – you guys have had good players on your team. You have good players on your team right now.
Well, bro, me and my fellow Cowboys fans have been saying this for like 25 years, so nothing new on here now. But, yeah, 100%.
Hey, solidarity, dude.
It's hard, man. I mean, to get rid of owners in the old days was one thing. These are like billion-dollar franchises. There aren't tons of people. There's like a small group of buyers for the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Dude, this goes on for another 25 years. Okay, somebody in Texas is going to wipe out the whole Jones family. I'm not even playing. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm old enough to remember when everybody screamed and yelled about George Steinbrenner, and Steinbrenner looked right into the camera one day and said, "First, $250
we almost made it.
$1 million takes the team."
I just wish that would have happened during Rex's rant there about the Cowboys. That's what I wish.
Whoever had 612, congratulations. You are
612. 612 is the winner. All right. So we've got a giveaway tonight. All right. So if Jay has had a chance to put that up, it is Immortal Red Sonja number 2, limited edition by David. Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on, Rex. Hold on.
Virgin cover.
Say what you will about the Cowboys. They're a little bit more consistent than the internet over at the Dynamic Forces offices.
They must Comcast must own like major stock in the Cowboys. I'm screwing up the myth of America's team.
I think you're back now, Rex.
Pastor Michael. We have struggled with our friends at Comcast. So, but all right. So did we get all right? So everybody saw what the free giveaway is. What do you think we should make the hashtag? Should we try to get the 40? Let's make the hashtag EXP 40 likes. What the heck?
Sounds good to me, brother.
There you go. So, but yeah, so I was thinking about you last night. Yeah, that was ugly. That they look bad. And listen, the Niners are a great team. There's no question.
Oh, don't worry, Rex. And if you want to see my disappointment, I was live for the entire game. You can just watch me not be excited last night.
I actually feel bad for you fans now. Okay, 25 years, dude.
Hey,
So-
it happens.
He provides you with the fastest service Net Zero has. Stop complaining. You have the Xfinity.
Did you bring the disc?
I know, right?
I don't even know.
We got a whole stack of them back there.
I'm not even sure if this has a disc drive.
Oh my!
So
Somebody said that. Somebody asked about a DVD player on my laptop. I was like, "Oh, does that laptop have a DVD player?" I looked at him. I'm like, "What is it? 2004? Did you have a stroke? What's the matter with you?"
oh man. All right. So hey, Phil Bryan, thank you for joining us. Dwayne DePayne in the house. I said hi to Mike Asbill. What's going on, buddy? All right. So
Very cool to see everybody.
it is very cool to see everybody. Thank
Ron
you.
from France, man.
Ron from France.
And the
You know
odd
what?
thing is, that's not even the farthest away.
I
Isn't
haven't-
Lyle Hobson the farthest away from?
I have no idea, dude. I barely.
that Antarctic research station.
Before the internet, when I was at school, I barely scraped through geography, so I have no idea. But because Ron is tuning in from France, let's do sketch covers first. Why not?
Cool.
Because I don't know what that time it is. Where is that? What time is it in France?
I think it is either 6 or 7 hours.
So it's late. All right, we better get
ahead of
to it.
us. So it's midnight, 11, 12, 1 o'clock.
All right, so it's late for Ron. All right, so here we go.
Ron's probably the cabaret with his art book, sitting with comic appreciating ladies, looking at the covers and stuff.
You have a very active imagination.
Oh, Monsieur Shepard. And he's showing him all his cool stuff.
With the Eiffel Tower in the back.
The Eiffel Tower's in the background, little music.
All right, so first up, we have Star Trek Green Lantern #1, signed with cover sketch by Jessica Court. I'm loving her work more and more.
This is a callback to the original sort of like, was it Teen Titans and Next Generation? they basically took that vibe and put it into the more current Star Trek Green Lantern thing, because you've got Nightwing in there with a ring. They're just very neat. It's, this was sort of, someone gave this a lot of thought. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like they drew the stuff and banged it out or whatever. Somebody gave this a lot of thought. There was that time where you had like the X-Men and the Teen Titans, and I guess it was X-Men and maybe Next Generation. Or...
Okay, it's 12:15 a.m. Thank you, Ron. Even on vacation. Boy, I love this group. Hey, Lyle. Oh, that's right. It's Canadian Thanksgiving. I remember I was in Canada once, and I'm like, Thanksgiving? Why all newspapers say Happy Thanksgiving? Now, that's when I learned that their Thanksgiving is a different date than ours.
You know what? I'm thankful for Canada almost every day, so I'll be happy to get up there, eat their food.
Man, you really do like maple syrup, huh?
No, one of my favorite places to eat in all of North America is in Canada. In Montreal. Really? It's called Joe Beef. And this is the idea of...
You got it, Ron.
Let's take a sandwich shop and dial it up to 11 with like James Beard level cooking and cuisine.
Oh, really?
And it is, when they tell you, they call it like a roast beef sandwich, and that's like burying the lead. This thing comes out, fresh baked bread, roast beef that's slow cooked for hours.
It's happening again.
I got it. If John says it's good, I know it's good.
Three times within the first 15 minutes of the show, everybody. Is that a new record?
So, hey, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this. Anybody want a Dynamite 10-pack?
Yeah, let's sell as many Dynamite 10-packs as we can to prove that,
Pay for fiber optic or something.
All right, so that was us again, huh?
God.
It's what?
We're trying to sell as many 5-packs as we can right now to get you guys Google Fiber.
I just got to get John to hold up the antenna and put the little piece of foil on the antenna, and then it'll work.
On the roof, man. Go stand on the roof.
Right?
All right, so if it happens again,
are y'all back?
Are
we back? Like, what are we doing?
Hey, are we back? I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I think you're just a little bit behind me.
And now I'm behind you too. All right. All right. So next up, we got Shield #1, signed with thin cover sketch by Brendan and Brian Frame.
Nice.
Just a retail.
CJ, you're right. Montreal smoked meat is that's worth getting on the plane for. And I hate air travel, but you tell me we're going to Montreal, let me get it back.
All right, so this is suggested retail of $129.99, and we've got it tonight for $50.
This is one of the absolute best CCAs I've ever seen on this show, and we've had some great ones, but I'm not kidding.
Got it. Yeah. These are they're new as well for working with us anyway. So I know that Mariano's got doing sketch cards as well, but I mean when he because he gets somebody new, what he does is he lays them out on a rack like this, right? Like the one we have on the show. And he shows them to me. He goes, all right, which ones do you want? And I saw the Frame brothers. I saw Jessica Court and this new guy. Yeah, I got you, Tacoma. You got it, but Needlinger, he's another one, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, blew me away.
Right now, I joke around a lot about this, but this literally happened. I walked in, went over to talk to Mariano, peeked at his desk like I always do. Next Monday, we are going to have something that he has not done before, like this. And I'm super excited about this for next Monday.
So, hey, Travis, what's going on, buddy? All right, Big John. All right. So, okay, let's get through the sketch covers. All right. So next up, I brought this one back because I cannot believe nobody claimed it last week.
That's like the best looking thing I think we've had on this show.
No, not the thing. The thing wasn't on last week. On Wednesday.
No, I'm saying the thing that was just
up
here.
Yeah.
That's the best
but check this one out. I couldn't believe this didn't sell. Captain America #1 signed with Wolverine cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger.
Really? I could have.
That looks like it's the cover. It looks like it's the printed cover. Yeah. All right, $149.99. We have it tonight for $74. I had to bring it back. I just couldn't believe
This is bringing us that Sam Keith energy. This is definitely on Sam Keith. Yeah.
He's something else. So he's another guy. He's the newest of the group, but all three of them are fairly new. And when I saw that stuff, I'm like, yeah, give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. It's just he can do different kinds of mediums too. He's got one that Mariano showed me that we'll probably have on Wednesday, where it looks like kind of a charcoal sketch.
Huh.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It really does. It looks like one of those sketches when you go to the river and there's just a guy there doing like little sketches for people. That's what it looks like. And I'm like,
The guy's got range, man.
that's
I'm telling
cool, man.
you.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. Wolverine does not have the best stylist to begin with, but whoever gave him this cut, that they got to go. Did they give him like a reverse widow's peak there? Like, what's going on here, man?
I don't know if that's coloring or I don't know, man.
He needs a
That's
hair
what-
transplant,
the
right?
hair.
He's got plenty of hair. He needs to transplant him up to that forehead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, just brush your back, man. What are you doing?
All right, Ron, you got it, buddy.
It looks great though. Like definitely that Sam
I'm
Keith
glad Ron
vibe.
played this. This is very cool.
It is very cool. I just love this guy's work. The new ones. Kudos to Mariano. He's really doing a job because it's really his. Because we do card sets and they all have sketch cards, and it's hard to find good artists with sketch cards. And
Ken
he's
Hazer,
so
when
many.
we first started doing Ken Hazer books, people were getting the covers, whatever. That stuff is way more expensive now. Like, commissions and stuff.
Right.
When he has his commissions open. So I'm like, people that listened to us a year or two ago and grabbed this stuff, there's a ton of value built into their purchases.
All right, so Wolverine Day. So now we have Uncanny X-Men #1 signed with Wolverine cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $74.
It's like John Byrne energy, right?
Feels that way. Oh, Lyle. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
this-
are
I
you
am
for
trying to-
real?
I'm trying to
Please
figure out
no.
would that
Got
be
you, buddy.
John Byrne or maybe
It's a very popular pose and image. I'm trying to place it right now.
not Alan Davis. Maybe I'm just trying to figure where I know this from.
Ooh, Wolvie in honor of Canada. I didn't even think of that. That's a total accident, dude.
Yeah, see, Marcus just said it's a Byrne cover. Like as soon as I saw it, I thought John Byrne, but
So, Lyle, I'm so sorry to hear you got snow already up in the frozen tundra.
isn't it the top of the world? Of course,
I
it
gotta
has
tell you,
snow.
I feel bad now because we had a round robin yesterday, and first game was at 9, so we had to be at the field at 8, and this was the first cold front we had moving through. So by the time game time came around, it was like 53 degrees, and I'm whining about how cold it is, and it is negative 16 Fahrenheit where Lyle is. Yeah, now it didn't feel so cold. I gotta say, I feel bad. I feel a little bit like a sissy. I gotta be honest with you. Lyle's dealing with minus 16. I was whining over 53 degrees, plus 53 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, no kidding. Over the weekend, we had our first day below 60 degrees in the morning, and everybody's bundled up in hoodies and stuff.
That's all right. You know what? I got to tell you, when I haven't been in a few years, and we got to get back, my daughter and I. But when I used to visit my dad, my parents in Taiwan is a very kind of it's above the equator, but kind of close to it.
It's in
So
the tropic
it has
zone, right?
Florida.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it has Florida, Alabama kind of weather, right? Even through the summer, it's really warm. It's probably even worse because it never snows, very rarely, up in the mountains at most, and whatever. So I get there and I'm just dying. Even in the winter, I feel so hot. And people get up. I kid you not. People have down jackets on. Okay. I mean, they've got caps on, everything. I'm literally walking around in a short sleeve shirt. Okay. I mean, I'm looking at these people. They're looking at me and I'm like, you guys are weird. They're looking at me like, this guy's weird. What's wrong with him? But
I had someone look at me today because I'm in shorts. It's 60 degrees out. And this person's got their thing all zipped up or whatever. I looked at him like, you're a grown man.
all right, I'm wearing sweatpants and sweatshirt, so I can't exactly say anything here, my man. Okay.
Nick is in shorts. Nick is always in shorts. That's probably the best thing about owning your own comic book company. I'm never wearing long pants.
No. Soon he'll switch to jeans because it will get to consistently 30 degrees. Preston, what's up, buddy? All right, so here we go. Last one tonight, Star Wars. Poe Dameron, #1, signed with a Luke Skywalker cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying about this guy's range?
This is like I'm trying to think of his name. He did the Star Wars stuff for Dark Horse, and I'm drawing a blank right now. But these were the kind of covers that I think really kind of drove home the Star Wars Dark Horse. People they're still reading Star Wars, but there's a lot of people out there in the comic chats that are not on board with Marvel's version. They really want that Dark Horse energy.
Preston, I'm afraid to disappoint. Okay. All right. So this is $149.99, and we have it for $77.19. All
This is
right.
the kind of
So
thing you pick up and then have Mark Hamill sign.
I really can't even tell you. I'm a huge fan. It's not just I'm a huge fan of all of them, but
yeah,
it's the fact that he has more. It's supposed to be Luke, bro. Jay. It's just he has such range. This is the third different style I've seen him do. So I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I like that, man. They call like the artistic chameleon or whatever. That's very cool.
All right. So and who was asking? No, not red pants, guys. Blue. Everything I own is more or less dark blue. Some red because of the team, but other than that, dark blue. Because when you spill food, and cough on yourself, you don't really see it.
Everything's about practicality when it comes to style now in Rex's life.
Thank you. I appreciate a man who recognizes what my play is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, this may not be the most fashionable jacket, but if it rains, it's not going to get soaked. It's going to dry very easily.
Actually, most of my apparel is free. So I have a bomber jacket I'll wear next show. It's also from the team. I whined about it for months because I don't like being cold and I'm outside a lot. So,
John, can I ask you a question? Is Rex always in Mystics gear? Is that what's going on here?
Pretty much.
Yeah. The uniform.
Pretty much.
I asked Nick. I thought it was like the Dynamic Forces work attire, but no.
Like, dude, do we sponsor them or something? Do they sponsor us? What's going on? Why is Rex always wearing?
No, they need sponsors. They're a 501c a nonprofit.
Hi.
Amy's here.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Robbie. How are you?
I'm great. Better now.
Here. How's it like? How's the show going? We all right?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
They've only had 4 internet
Not nice
blockages so
breathing.
far, so that's
That just means it's Monday.
To help the show out, anyone want a giveaway? If we get to 35 likes,
We already did that.
what's your giveaway? Can we do a second giveaway?
Wait.
Hers.
Are you saying your giveaway is better than my giveaway?
Well,
Is that what
I
you're pretty much
guarantee you
saying?
it is.
Huh? Is that what you came in here to roll?
Not in
just
so
like-
many words.
Yeah, but
Oh my
that was your
goodness.
intent. My giveaway is. I gotta
Rex's
find it.
giveaway is some Mystics
How many
softball
likes
gear.
does it need to get
No.
that one out?
That's mine. I don't even like giving it to my daughter. Immortal Red Sonja #2 by David
Oh, you
Nakayama.
need 40?
What? Yeah, I already hit 40.
Nick told me that even if it's just 35, I can give mine away.
So you're trying to pull you can get yours for less? All right, what the heck is your giveaway? Hey, Marcus, stay out of this.
Thanks, Marcus. Oh my goodness.
All right, what do you got?
Amy's
What the heck is it?
How about a metal cover, nice and shiny?
No, we don't want no metal
metal
covers in here.
cover.
Take your metal cover and go cut
Yeah,
streaks
even
with it.
if we at least get 35 likes.
All right, so
this is the
it's still hashtag EXP40 likes. So we don't need a new hashtag. They can run that twice.
Lyle, I do get quiet when Amy shows up because people actually like her. So I try to be quiet and let
I
her
didn't
have
get a
the
good
power.
view of that, Amy. Can we see that again?
Oh my god, they're so pushy.
I know.
I'm just looking out for this.
Yeah,
Oh,
if at
there
least
we go.
35 likes, then this will go out.
This is Lady Hell, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 35 likes for Lady Hell. And as soon as
That's
we
how
get
you
to
know it's the metal
35,
cover.
we're almost there, guys. We're at
Marcus
27.
tried on a post-it, Amy. That's a
Right.
lot of cover for a post-it, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, Pastor. Are you what? Man, you people.
I told you.
No loyalty.
Everybody's turning on Rex like Comcast right now.
Amy's
All
over
right.
with the crowd. You,
So it's okay. So as soon as we get 35, we'll do the giveaway for the metal. Okay, that stinky metal cover that Amy brought
absolutely,
in.
Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
And then
Thank you, everyone, for being so nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
oh wait, is that Nick calling you? I'm sorry. It sounds like Nick's calling. You must need something.
You're on thin
Or
ice.
he's on the phone.
You're on thin ice with Nick. You're using all the bandwidth that we have for this show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jay, thank you. I'm sorry. You know, I promised we'd go to break at 28, but then Amy came in and rudely interrupted us.
Don't blame Amy. You would have went on about sweatshirts for 2 more minutes if she didn't interrupt you, man.
Saving me money.
Minute and a half, tops. All right, we're going to take our first break. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below. Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code. Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Hey, okay, Tacoma, absolutely, buddy. Just remember to put that in the email to remind me and Amy, all right? But yeah, we can totally bundle it all up for you. It is 35. We're going to give away the medal, and at 40 likes, we're going to give away the Virgin. So
it's more likes for the stinkier giveaway. Doesn't that seem backwards?
They're both great giveaways. By the way, Rex, just so you feel better, they're both great giveaways. But Amy's is better because it's metal.
I'd fire him, except he's a volunteer, so that really isn't going to go very far.
You could dock my pay this way. You'd get compensation.
Jay, what? I'm sorry. What did I do that you need an apology? If you need one, I apologize. No, Tacoma, don't worry. The hashtag EXP. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the break. You don't have to apologize for that, man. It was only 2 minutes. No big deal.
I know, but I know.
Jay, do not cut this dude no slack, okay?
You're trying to make me feel better. What the heck is this?
Somebody has to stick up for Rex every once in a while, guys.
That's it.
Somebody has to.
Amy will be sitting here next week with.
I am withdrawing my best hair vote. That's it.
Next week it'll be Amy and Screech.
Too late, brother.
We'll be on the outside looking in.
But Tacoma, you're good with hashtag EXP 40 likes. You already entered it. So we're just going to use that one hashtag for both 35 and 40. So don't worry about it. All right. So who's been watching Gen V? I have not caught up. But then we all know that I'm perpetually at least a month behind everything.
I have not checked it out yet. But
Dude,
all that's
I don't-
happened at the shop and on my YouTube channel is people keep asking me about it. My friends have asked me about it. People are loving it. Yo, they are loving it. I've heard some people say this is what like New Mutant should have been, or this is what Generation X, that TV movie, wanted to be. This is how you do it. This is the model for like young, youth-oriented shows.
Right, that's what New Mutants should have been, and they wouldn't have had. I know New Mutants had its problem, but they had spent a lot of money on that cast. Like, you don't realize it. You go check out New Mutants on like IMDb, and you're like, that's who was in this movie. Why was it so terrible? I don't know, man. All I know is it's Gen V is sort of, and it's a little bit self-serving to say it because we're here, but there's sort of, it's difficult sometimes to translate comics to another medium, right?
That's true.
A lot of times the effect is washed down, whatever. The Boys and now Gen V have actually sort of almost been enhanced by a new medium.
Right.
Some of the stuff that you're reading that you think they'll never be able to do that on a show, they totally are going to do that on the show. This week in particular was a great example of a spot where you're like, you will never see that in the history of television. And yet you saw it this week.
I heard that there was a certain organ that exploded in the newest episode, and I was like, again?
We're not the only things blowing up for this show.
Fabulito, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us.
All I can tell you is, grab the books. I mean, the stuff is out there. If you don't have time for the books, watch the show. I mean, this is sort of, hopefully the more successful these shows are, the more I can leave post-its on Nick's desk of other shows I want to see on Amazon.
So I have to admit, it is a different take. I think the whole Boys series, starting with the comics, is a great take. It's a different take. But what was the other one? Jupiter's Legacy, right? I enjoyed that one too. Well, I did, but they canceled it.
The Mark Millar verse, I think, I might be wrong. Robbie might know this better than I do. I remember Mark Millar signed a deal with Netflix to bring various, I guess Millarverse is the term they use, properties to Netflix.
Right.
And Jupiter's Legacy dropped right in the height of comic book movie ruling the entertainment and the media world. And somehow they decided they didn't quite get it right. Mm-hmm. They released it at a time where it was sort of weird. Jupiter's Legacy isn't the easiest thing to grasp and understand right away. And Netflix decided this is crazy expensive. Right about the time they were saying, hey, we're going to start password crackdowns. And all their subscriptions started to dive. So they had production costs going up, subscriptions dropping down.
Their subscribers actually went up when they did that, because me and Rex have been covering that, right? But the big thing I think that happened with Jupiter's Legacy, and you're right, John, Mark Millar has like the deal with Netflix where they get first look, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
It's all of his properties except for Kingsman and Kick-Ass, because there's already deals in place for those. Yeah. And I think somebody told me there's a Super Crooks animated series or something that's pretty good that they're doing right now.
I heard that
Jupiter's
too.
Legacy, I think Jupiter's Legacy actually got overshadowed by stuff like The Boys and Invincible, because it's kind of almost that same approach where it's like a more realistic, a more brutal approach to superheroes. And I think it just I think the timing was off on it for sure. But none of the Mark Millar stuff is popped yet for Netflix. And so they're waiting on the return of that investment, I'm sure.
See, Ryan Riley, I agree. I enjoyed it. So I don't know, but I think the timing was bad.
But I also think, and I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this, I don't know if Jupiter's Legacy had the book sales and fan base that The Boys and Invincible did.
True.
Right? Invincible in particular, when you slap Robert Kirkman's name on something, that's sales. That's eyes on the product. And then, The Boys is very sort of in that space of non-traditional superhero comics, right? And I agree very much. Jupiter's Legacy sort of got lost. It wasn't one or the other. I thought it was well done. I thought the cast did a good job. Even for me, who's very predisposed to like this stuff, it was very far behind The Boys and Invincible, I think, and that just didn't help them out, man. They needed that big wow reaction, and they just weren't getting it.
All right, so we've got Boys books tonight for sale, signed by co-creator Garth Ennis, graded, all kinds. All right, so here we go. So first up, we have The Boys Highland Laddie #1 Virgin variant signed by co-creator Garth Ennis. Suggested retail of $59.99. We've got the one for $50 tonight.
Garth Ennis does not do a lot of shows. That's why I was so surprised when he was at the Memphis Comic Expo a couple of weeks ago. I got to meet the co-creator of The Boys, the co-creator of Preacher, my favorite Punisher writer of all time, and he let a little bit of information leak to me, and I can't tell you what that information is, but fans of Garth Ennis's Punisher, just pay attention because there might be some exciting news coming soon.
He loves doing that.
You know what?
All right. So
Garth Ennis even told me, he said, my favorite thing about America is coming to see people like you who have amazing hair.
He still didn't say that.
No, he didn't. He did.
You don't know that.
Oh no, I know that. I know that. If they took book on this in Vegas, okay, I would convert everything I have into cash and bet on the fact
tell you,
he did not say that.
If I was Netflix, I'll tell you. I mean, Super Crooks is probably going to be a success. But I'll tell you right now, probably, and this is maybe me because I'm a fan of Flash Gordon, but Mark Millar did a kind of spin on Flash Gordon called Starlight.
Starlight's really good, man.
Starlight, if I was a check writer and a button pusher at Netflix, I'd look at this stuff and say, let's try Starlight.
I think
it's very cool.
Starlight's a great one, but I also really think Huck and Superior would go over really well.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like, all right, obviously people didn't dig. Well, the expectations are high, right? You hear Mark Millar and you see Wanted and all these other sort of, things that he's done, Kick-Ass, Kingsman. So your expectation is a little bit also high. Mark Waid did Irredeemable and Incorruptible,
right?
Which I'm surprised that hasn't had any sort of movement. Because once again, this is the story of... I hate to summarize it this way, but Superman gone wrong. That's in my mind how I think of these things, right? Particularly Irredeemable is very much a Superman gone wrong story. Superman type character has one bad day. It's 60 issues of the planet having a bad day.
And then Incorruptible's almost like, what if that version of Superman's Lex Luthor becomes Batman?
Yes, that's exactly right. A lot of people, the second book sort of gets forgotten, but it's this great idea where it's almost like forces of nature. You've got the good guy really becomes the villain, and in a weird way, the villain is pushed into this sort of unfamiliar space of I'm the good guy, and it's a very cool, it's a story. I remember I was at a con after this came out, and Mark Waid was talking to a bunch of people.
I see you guys. I know we're at 40 likes, but these two won't shut up, and I can't get to the prize.
Mark Waid always said he always was fascinated by the capacity of Lex Luthor to do good. He did a couple like Elseworlds 2 or whatever, where Lex Luthor was not the bad guy. And how Lex Luthor very easily could have been Tony Stark. He could have very easily been Reed Richards. These guys who sort of use their super genius for good.
I see my buddy Stu up there, and he said, love Hulk, great call. How about this, y'all? Channing Tatum as Huck in a Netflix movie.
I think that's a layup. I think that's just a license to print money right there. I don't think you have to say too much more. Maybe if Channing Tatum hasn't read the material, FedEx him the material with a check and a contract, start the shooting schedule. I think that's just money. That gift of money raining down, that's exactly what that is.
We're gonna give it away now, Jay. So it don't matter. So spin it. You can spool it up. Let's spin it for the can you hold it up, John?
The metal cover?
The lady held metal, yeah. All right. So anytime you're ready, and then we'll do the second giveaway in the second half.
You know what? Here, I'll hold this up to the camera in case because that doesn't have its image, right?
Good luck, everybody. This is a really dope cover.
Yeah, good luck. This book was very cool.
Here we go. And it's Mill Skills. Congrats, bud.
Nice.
Congratulations, man. This is a very cool book. This is a very cool cover. This is one of these covers where metal really enhances the work. It really does.
All right. We'll do the second giveaway. We'll give the second giveaway in the next hour at some point. Yeah, at some point in time. All right. So next up, we've got the Boys Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker #1 Virgin cover, signed in silver by Garth Ennis. Suggested retail of $69.99. We've also got this one for $50.
And to be fair, casting has also been a big part of the Boys.
I agree.
You got Carl Urban to be Butcher. That,
yeah, I like it.
You know what I mean? When you get
that's like perfect casting right there, by the way,
yeah.
Right?
When you get that signature on a contract, you're pretty sure you're going to be okay. Anthony Starr was the one I think a lot of people, if they knew who he was at all, they knew him from I'm not sure if it was Showtime or Cinemax. It was a show called Banshee, and it was a good show. But his character in Banshee really gave no indication that guy was going to be Homelander. And, that guy essentially, he made that character in some ways, he makes Homelander more Homelander than he is in the comic.
It's a really great performance. It actually adds a lot of nuance that's not necessarily there in the comic that gets put in. That's a great thing about the show is that it's because you with comic books, there's so much you can do, right? And you can do more in comics than you can do on film and screen sometimes. But sometimes when you get the right actors, it elevates those characters and they actually flesh them out, right? And that's what's happening with the Boys right now. As much as I like the comic, that show is like levels above, and it's just great because it takes what the comic establishes and it just develops it out a little bit more. Stevie B, I think the last time I saw the Thunder Agents, that license was held by IDW, but that was years ago. So I don't know where it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember at one point, was it Roy Thomas? I'm trying to think of who was trying to do this or whatever. For people that don't know, Thunder Agents is one of those properties from like the late 60s, right? And it's every so often it pops up. Somebody gets the idea. It's a cool idea. It's a cool title.
Yeah, Nick Spencer did a run not too long ago, actually, probably like 8 to 10 years ago or something.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
What happens is, I guess people are interested, but then it just sort of, it just goes away. And I think it's very hard to sort of, you got a guy with a belt, you got a guy with a helmet. I just think you've got to sort of, I think you have to find a creator that really, really, really loves that.
Hey, Tacoma, I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't think. By the way, I don't think Dynamite. Whoever asked Dynamite, I don't think Dynamite has ever had the rights to Thunder Agents.
Hey, Tacoma, if the registration isn't working, go ahead. You have mine and Amy's email. Just go ahead and email us. Jay, do you know anything about the registration form not working?
No, sir. I mean, I can check it, but I don't know how to fix it if it is having problems.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually just clicked it, and it just takes me to a link where I can vote for me for best hair. CBCAwards.org, everybody.
You're welcome.
So that's what's wrong with the form. Robbie is hijacking. Tacoma, I would try it again. I just did it, and I did come up. So yeah, just keep trying it again. I don't know what's going on.
It came up for my GoFundMe page for my Hawaii cruise. So.
All right. So let's get to the rest of the Boys book before we have to go to the next break. All right. So next we got the Boys Hero-gasm #1 Virgin cover Garth Ennis signed edition. It's just a retail of $60, and we have it tonight for $50.
Even the titles of some of these books and characters, like even 20 years ago, were like unimaginable.
Yeah, well,
that goes
all right, so the next up we got the Boys Highland Laddie Virgin Art holofoil cover. So these were very limited. Suggested retail of $125.
I remember these,
and we've got it tonight for $75.
TJ James, you're right. It's there are certain sort of, and I'll tell you when Dynamite creators did sort of see this hurdle, and I think in a lot of ways they cleared it very well. When Dynamite had some gold key characters, people were super into Solar and Dr. Mirage, some of these other characters, but the older style fans really had trouble jumping onto new stories and new interpretations. It was like one of my favorite characters ever is Magnus Robot Fighter. Russ Manning is like a pioneer. But, he did the work, and now it's 30, 40 years later.
Right.
And I myself was guilty of, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And then I read it, and it was, it was very good. So I think Thunder Agent suffers from those things, from Gold Key, maybe Dell, some of these characters that are sort of almost like, I hate saying trapped in time, but I don't know how else really.
Maybe old hat. Little old hat.
Yeah,
right?
I don't, and I'm not trying to like bash people or whatever. I get it, man. I still reread old Magnus stories. I still reread old Challengers of the Unknown, Doom Patrol. There are people that, as amazing as it was, they did not appreciate any new version of the Doom Patrol beyond that kind of original sort of 28, 30, 32 issue run.
All right.
To answer Lyle real quick, I've never heard of Murray's Pomade, and Royal Crown to me is a soda. So I don't know what we're talking about there, but I do not use RC Cola on my hair. But anyway.
Yeah, seemed to be kind of sticky, right? All right, The Boys, Herogasm.
Cola and a moon pie. He's from that part of the country.
The Boys, Herogasm Virgin Art holofoil cover, suggested retail of $125, and we've got it for $75.
What's going on in this cover? Is he getting like an ab massage? Is that why he feels so relaxed? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, let's go with that, Rob. All right. So then we got The Boys, Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker #1, Virgin Cover Holofoil Edition, suggested retail of $125, and we've got it for $75 tonight. All right, so then
I just did a quick look. The last I see of Thunder Agents, I'm just surprised somebody even remembered that to ask. DC did some stuff, and then IDW did some stuff, and there's really nothing after that.
All right, so let's get to the Slab Boys books. The Boys, Dear Becky, #2, CGC graded, 9.8. And we've got it tonight for $100.
According to this, Thunder Agents is in the public domain. So if somebody has a few bucks and a great story, good luck. Let me know.
Well, now we know what John's going to be badgering Nick with all week long.
All right, next up we got The Boys, #3, Virgin Edition, CGC graded, 9.8.
Publisher for the studio.
And we've got that one for $100. All right, and then we have The Boys, Dear Becky #1, CGC graded, 9.8. And we've got this for $100. Hey, Steve Wagner, what's up, bud? All right, so then we have the yellow tags. These are signed and graded. The Boys, #1, Virgin Edition, signed by Garth Ennis. CGC graded, 9.8. It is currently trading for $242, and we've got it tonight for $200.
I love that they recreated this cover for the like one of the images, one of the promo images for the first season. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, then we have The Boys, #3. Virgin Edition, signed by Garth Ennis. CGC graded, 9.8. Wait, is that the right one there, buddy? I'm looking for the #3 Virgin Edition, signed by Ennis. There we go. All right, signed by Garth Ennis. Trading for $250, and we've got it for $200.
Yeah, this is one of these books that you buy, even if you're planning on flipping it. It's like immediate built-in value.
All right, and then the last Boys book of the night, The Boys, #7, Virgin Edition, signed by Garth Ennis. CGC graded, 9.8, and we've got this one for $200.
What a gnarly cover. I love it.
All right. So
and the hype for The Boys, Gen V is only like building up more hype for season 4 of The Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Agreed. All right, so before we go to the next break, let's do a quick Rex cap. All right, we're going to go back to start at the top of The Boys. We had The Boys, Highland Laddie, #1, Virgin variant, signed by Garth Ennis. We've got this one for $50. Then we have The Boys, Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker #1, Virgin cover, signed in silver by Garth Ennis. And we've got that one for $50. And then we have The Boys, Herogasm #1, Virgin cover, Garth Ennis, signed edition. And we've got that one for $50. Then we've got The Boys, Highland Laddie, Virgin Art holofoil cover, just a retail of $125. We've got it tonight for $75, rather. Then we have the Boys Herogasm Virgin Art holofoil cover, suggested retail of $125, and we've got it tonight for $75. Then we have the Boys Butcher Baker Candlestick Maker #1 Virgin Cover Holofoil Edition, suggested retail of $125, and we've got it for $75. Then we did the Boys Dear Becky #2 CGC graded 9.8. Got that one for $100. Then we've got the Boys #3 Virgin Edition CGC graded 9.8. Got that for $100. Then we had the Boys Dear Becky #1 CGC 9.8, and we have that one for $100. Yeah, TJ.
Ain't
that
you
the
ain't
truth?
kidding, man. That's I tell people all the time. I always want people to enjoy the Boys, but I always tell like new people.
You warn them.
This is sort of not your entry level comic. It just isn't. You kind of miss some of the stuff if you've not, don't have a. This kind of requires you to understand comics a little bit, or you miss some of the, secondary and built-in stuff. But if you're not sure, start with a different book, man. I tell people right now, maybe start with the Avengers or something. I wouldn't jump straight into the Boys.
All right, then we have the Boys #1 Virgin Edition signed by Garth Ennis. CGC graded 9.8. It's currently trading for $242, and we've got it for $200. Then we have the Boys #3 Virgin Edition signed by Garth Ennis, 9.8.
I'm hoping we can get a Boys blank and have Gen V put on it.
Never know. All right, so that is trading for $250, and we've got it for $200. And then, hey, Ken Berg. Then we have the Boys #7 Virgin Edition signed by Garth Ennis, CGC grade 9.8. And we've got that for $200. And then we have one sketch cover left for the night. It is Star Wars Poe Dameron #1 signed with Luke Skywalker, cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger. Suggested retail $149.99, and we have it tonight for $77.19. And there we go.
Mark Hamill will sign this Red 5.
All right, so when we get back, we've got some signed books, and then we have Batman back issues. All right,
Let's talk
so
about The Exorcist a little bit.
yes, definitely. All right, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Season.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form. You know how when you go to Comic-Con, after Comic-Con, you go to the hotel bar, and there's a whole bunch of people playing music and dancing, and you've got Pikachu and Lara Croft Tomb Raider doing the cha-cha slide just down from Deadpool and Batman and Wonder Woman? That's every Saturday night over on the Experience Twitch channel. Join Taji Beats for the EXP Dance Party, exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_EXP.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise. A promise of adventure. A promise of excitement. A promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Okay, we're back. All right, so Preston, maybe not, dude. If so, right now the Phils have a lead. If they can sneak 2 and come home to Philadelphia, it's almost a foregone conclusion, in my opinion. Citizens Bank is a very difficult ballpark to play in. Philly fans are rabid,
really
so
like a hostile territory.
Yeah, so if they sneak 2 and come home to Philly with a 2-game lead, it's almost a foregone conclusion. I don't know about that, Preston, but I will tell you this: watching the Diamondbacks take apart the Dodgers was something to watch. And Clayton Kershaw,
I can't believe
about time,
that, dude.
Huh?
And here's the thing: that may be his last game, right? Like with the Dodgers for sure. But like, that's rough, dude.
Dude, he came unglued. I was watching that game going, what is going on?
6 hits, 6 earned runs, and like what,
Dude,
1 inning? Less than 1 inning? Come on.
You know what that is? That's almost like, not to say I understand what being a professional athlete is like, but that's like when you almost see someone, and I don't want to say give up, but they're done. That's the best way I can put it. You see it with UFC and fighters. A guy reaches a point where he is done. And I've never seen someone at that level be done like that on such a public platform.
I have.
That's guys who he's just like, you know what? Out,
Ben Simmons.
The guy is shell shocked, but Ben Simmons is another one.
He did it every night. That was like a slow car accident.
Anybody who watches MMA knows there's guys always take one fight too many, right? And that last fight is always, they're doing it for the money. They're doing it for this. They're doing it for that. They go out there. The crowd's all happy. He's a fan favorite. He gets tagged by a young, hungry dude looking to make a name for his or herself. And at that moment, they are done.
So, well, I mean, it was certainly if you're a Dodgers fan or a Kershaw fan, it was definitely a horrible game to watch. I am neither.
Horror movie. Literally, it's a horror movie.
I am neither, so I just watched. A little bit in disbelief.
I pointed and said, "Oh, look, he's getting lit up."
I don't know, Preston. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the problem with Kershaw is not adapting to his age or the new situation. He used to throw a lot of sliders. He doesn't anymore. He's leaning on a curveball that hangs a lot. I don't know. The thing about guys like Jamie Moyer, who I'm a big fan of, watching him pitch those
somebody on Bleacher Report Sports said it doesn't hang, it moves in.
Well, here's the thing. Moyer realized at 42 he couldn't hurl the way he did. Running joke in Philly was, what's the difference between his fastball and his changeup? And the joke was nothing. Okay. Yeah. But he figured out a way to generate outs. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't pretty, but you got to adapt. It's like you're getting old. You got to somehow adjust to you're not going to be blazing. Your fastball's not blazing, and you've just got to adapt to new situation, I guess. But whatever. Again, not a Dodgers fan. I kind of like watching. Kind of like to watch Diamondbacks beat up their, on Dodgers. They're the underdogs. The Dodgers are Yankees West Coast. Okay, we have limitless money. We'll spend anything we want. Okay, so I like to see small market like the Diamondbacks do it.
Steve Vendetta commented about Ken Shamrock. Weird, funny story. A friend of mine wrote a Ken Shamrock biography. Mm-hmm. Ken Shamrock follows me on social media. I kind of got to interact with him a little bit. He signed my book, signed a T-shirt for me. Ken Shamrock is one of my favorites because he started as a pro wrestler. A lot of people don't know that. They think he went to wrestling later. No, he started as a pro wrestler in the beginning, got involved a little bit in shoot fighting, and then stumbled into the birth of the UFC. That guy is super honest about why he kept fighting. One word. He said it right in the book. My friend John Snowden, he's written for CNN, Bleacher Report, all these other things. He looked him dead in the eye and he said, "It's money." He's like, "I'd love to give you some super answer that would sell books about how I was a pioneer carrying the banner of mixed martial arts." No, I wanted to get paid. We all have kids and ex-wives and debts and, managers that suck the living life out of us and agents or whatever. He said, and I have to keep fighting. And of course, to keep fighting at that age, they got to pump super soldier serum or whatever into their bodies. Now, the last people saw Ken Shamrock, he was doing pro wrestling again at like 57, 58. I'll be the first to admit, he's probably like the biggest 57 or 58-year-old guy I've seen, man. He's in great shape, but
still,
taking bumps even in pro wrestling at that age. But he's honest about it. He's like, I've got an old family, I've got a new family, I've got a lot of bills to pay. He's like, you know how much I'd like to wake up in the morning and not need help to get out of bed, not have to soak in a boiling hot tub and a freezing cold tub just to go down to the corner and like get the mailbox,
So let me say this, because somebody brought up Bonds. I gotta tell you, I watched Bond's career with Pittsburgh, and then eventually his career with Giants. And needless to say, not the same guy. Okay, all right. When he was with Pittsburgh, he was leading off. He had the most stolen bases and stuff.
Really.
But when he got to San Francisco, obviously, he was a much bigger guy. But the one thing about Bonds, though,
it was an improvement in diet and weight training.
Yeah, right, and steroids.
Well, even with the steroid stuff off of it, right? Like he was getting older. He's not going to be that quick. He's not Ricky Henderson. You know what I'm saying?
No, granted, but let's all call it what it is. Okay, beyond the bulk. Okay, his forehead seemed to get a wee bit bigger too. Okay, and don't tell me it was because of the hair. Okay, but I'll say this much. Okay, when you look at the home run chase year of Sosa McGuire, okay, they both ended up being career like low 200 hitters, and even during the home run chase, they were the predecessors to Kyle Schwarber. I'll hit 40 plus home runs, but I'm batting about 197.
Yeah, I'm gonna strike out like 90 times.
And I lead in strikeouts. So,
but isn't that a baseball tradition though?
No, not with Barry Bonds. Dude, that was the thing. Barry Bonds hit close to 400 that year. Okay, led the league in walks. So the one thing I will say about steroids is it will take a fly ball to the warning track and push it over the fence. Okay, in Barry Bonds' case, he was hitting it out of the park into the bay, but it doesn't help you with your average. It doesn't. Steroids will not help you be a contact hitter, and that's the thing about Bonds.
Yeah,
okay?
You're using the term the warning track is the perfect segue for my real brief feedback. I don't want to get into spoilers or whatever about The Exorcist. Believer.
Okay, so
well,
let's
real quick, Rex. I appreciate what you just said because you're 100% right. It does not help your ability to hit a baseball and to hit it on any side of the field that you need to. That is something that he honed over his career, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and
he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anybody says. Who knows what Mickey Mantle was pumping in his veins to keep him straight up? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I got you know what I think. I about the Hall of Fame at this point. Okay, I'm glad that they have a veterans committee that is like a last minute hope. But the writers, they decide. Seriously, I mean that came out of a time where writers did control a baseball player's future.
See, and here's the thing: when we talk about people that write about an industry, right, that are not actually in the industry, whether it's movie critics or sports writers or anything like that, they always have an axe to grind, so you can't trust them.
But I have a more direct definition. I know what you're saying, but to me, they've become irrelevant. They were the experts on players and control of players' future because most games weren't televised, right? So you read about it in the papers and things like that. So they had power. Now you don't have that power. Who are you? Okay, the Baseball Writers Guild. Who are you? Nobody knows who the heck you are. We see the personalities on ESPN and on MLB.com, but other than that, who are you? So
that's not necessarily what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff on ESPN and Fox Sports and everything. It's all just it's just like the news nowadays, right? It's all about like let's have a debate, let's have an argument, let's like build up this whole idea of us versus them or you versus me and all this kind of stuff. They're doing it in sports, and like I would hate it if some of our ESPN or Fox News personalities had like say in stuff like that, because they come with their own biases, and a lot of these people wish they were a part of the industry and they're not, and it causes
absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't think Bonds will ever make it. McGuire certainly won't. Clemens won't.
Pete Rose even.
Pete Rose won't.
But Ty Cobb's in the Hall of Fame. Cobb's in the Hall of Fame. Okay, and I'm just trying to say, like, we overlook certain things, certain behaviors from back in the day. I don't think shooting steroids is near as bad as being like a venomous racist your entire life. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's a reflection of the era that we were in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then it should be a reflection of the era for steroids and for gambling, and so it should I don't know. You're getting me off topic now. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing:
this is a touchy subject.
Yeah, but gambling is a big no-no. Period. End of story. It has been a big no-no since the Black Sox and Shoeless Joe.
You honestly don't think Goliath jobbed to David because all the money was on? Come on.
But you know what I'm saying.
Wrestling fan.
The biggest fix in the Bible was David versus Goliath.
But you know what I'm saying, though, right? That is a major no-no with baseball, the gambling portion of it. That dates back to the Black Sox. It dates back to Shoeless Joe Jackson. So Pete knew that. Okay, there's certain things you don't do.
I'm just trying to say, I
don't disagree. I agree with you, but
whether or not gambling is that's a moral thing, right? That's morality. Whether or not juicing yourself, that's like a moral clause. Like it's like if we're forgiving of so many people from back in the day because it was of the era. Well, everybody was juicing in the 90s. Everybody was, right? Like Palmeiro can't be a part of the like Hall of Fame because of like it's just
all right, Tacoma, here we go. Here we go with the sign books, buddy.
No. You took us off topic now.
Hey,
you ruined everything.
Hey, Tacoma, I took us off topic with the two of you guys.
We'll have to come back to my exorcist.
It's me and John now, Rex. Is that what it is? Okay.
Okay, you can get your exorcist thing. All right, so let's get some sign books out there, and then the rest are back issues. So, all right, we got Deadpool, Wade Wilson's War number 3 of 4. Signed by Dwayne Zorinsky. Number 88-100 signed. We've got this for $19.99.
I heard that all the Deadpool books, the closer they get to the movie, the more stuff that leaks out from the movie. Little by little, these books are going back up. I have a friend who is complaining that I told him, I said, look, when we get closer to movie and TV show time, the prices go up. And he didn't believe me. Well, a couple of years later, he's like, oh, dude, you're totally right. I'm like, yes, I know. And so he was complaining about he's got Deadpool things that he wants to get, and books that were $10 are now $20. Books that were $80 are now $110.
You're 100% right. And as soon as the Actors Guild comes up with an agreement with the producers in Hollywood and the studio system, right, that they're going to start even going up more. That being said, in a related note, the Astros still have their 2017 World Series, so cheating shouldn't be that big of a deal to the MLB. That's all I'm trying to say.
Don't even get me started on that. So, but it's okay. It's okay now that the pitcher, the catcher, and the pitching coach all have eye watches, right? Yes. That's not cheating. Okay. But bang on that damn drum. That's cheating. It's just made up rules. All right. So we have Uncanny X-Men number 522, signed by artist Whilce Portacio. Very difficult signature to get. And we're doing, I think, just about everything for under $20 that's signed. We've got that for $19.99.
Oh, nice.
Then we have X-Men Legacy number 235, signed by Greg Land. And we've got that one for $19.99. All right. And then we have Fantastic Four number 585, signed by Jonathan Hickman. And we've got this one, number 19 of only 25 signed. We've got this one for $19.61. All right. And it's super tough.
Signature that's super easy to get.
So wait a minute. So he's
reduced his con schedule.
Yeah. Well, listen to this one. We're giving away pretty much. FF number 583, second printing variant, signed by interior and cover artist Steve Epting. Okay. And we've got that for $19.61. And I will tell you, Steve Epting's autograph goes for $20, just the autograph for him.
Tacoma wants
signed.
I think the previous book that was signed.
Hey, Tacoma, you want the Jonathan Hickman?
No, he wants them all. Bill him for everything.
So, hey, Tacoma, just clarify which one you're looking at. 583.
I think he wants me to sign my baseball rant just now, is what I think. So.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize that it gets under your skin. We should have talked about this a long time ago, dude.
It bothers me, man.
We are on the cusp of 50 likes.
Thank you, Screech.
Nice.
We have a giveaway for that.
I know you want a great prize on. Okay. All right. So
wait, did Alex just say if we do 50 likes, we do another giveaway? Is that what he just said?
That is what he said. He doesn't care. It's not his stuff. It's Nick.
Where are we at right now?
We are at 46.
If we give you 100 likes, you can write a comic for Dynamite. I just give stuff away because it's not mine.
Superman number 6. Superman number 6. 1 in 50. Variant cover. Gleb Malkinov. 1 in 50. Variant cover. 50 likes. Giveaway.
I tell you what, though, if we hit 200 likes, Nick's going to let me and John write the Thunder Agents book that we're going to get because it's public domain.
That would be great.
All right, you know what? Hey, Jay, let's go ahead and spin the wheel for the Red Sonja. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
That's a beautiful cover, man.
All right.
And I know
missing link. You do not need to put in another hashtag if you put in the hashtag EXP 40 likes. You're fine. Okay. So not to make everybody have to put in hashtags again. All right. So now we are spinning the wheel for Immortal Red Sonja.
Good luck, everybody.
Number 2, limited edition by David Nakayama.
Good
All right,
luck.
Jay, spin that wheel, buddy.
I know a lot of people disagree with me. I think Sonja looks amazing in the Immortal Sonja cursed chainmail.
All right, Pablito. Hey, congrats. Listen, buddy, I need you to fill out the submission form pinned at the top of the chat so we know where to ship your gift to, buddy. All right, so let me get that down. Pablito.
It's a good win.
Yeah, that's
all right. Congrats.
Anything from David Nakayama is like, David Nakayama is one of those creators where I'm like, I don't even care. If you have a collection that, there's certain things you have to have, you should have a cover of his in your collection. I mean, that guy right now is just.
All right, we're almost at 50, so we'll definitely be giving that away. So no worries.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Pablito, congrats, bud. Just remember to hit the submission form. Give us all your info so we can send that to you, my man.
And don't forget to crush that thumbs up button so we can do a third giveaway tonight, everybody.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
200 likes and Robbie and I will be collabing. I'll be on a plane down to Alabama, man. I'll explain to my wife, no, we can't do it online. I have to be in a hotel near where Robbie's store is.
And 400 likes, and we're going to publish through Dynamite the adventures of John, Rex, and Robbie through the multiverse. David Avalone's going to write it. Trust me, it's going to be great.
I know. Meanwhile, Nick looks up.
It's going to be the lowest selling comic ever.
I know, Dave. I can get Dave to do that.
No, I'm not worried about.
I'm sure I can move. I'm sure I can move 25 copies. I don't know about y'all, but I can get 25 copies. I don't think
Dave Avalone is going to be able to come up with anything to make the three of us look good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if we hit 1,000 likes tonight, it's going to be a crossover with Elvira. That's the catch, right? That's it right
Dave's
there.
Approach is going to be. Dave's approach is going to be that on the surface here's Robbie's comic book store. And then after the show, Robbie logs off. His chair goes all the way down to like the 1960s spy level base.
So the squirrel.
That's how a Dave Avalone comic opens with us.
Cornelius the squirrel will need a cape, I think.
Yikes.
Absolutely. Tangent detected. Stevie B, I love it.
You have to be like the Star Trek Red Alert sound, right?
I'm good with that. I'm jiggy with that.
Real quick, I just want to throw this out there because it is spooky season. We'll talk about what Robbie is going to be doing a little bit later tonight, but I happen to notice Robbie caught Exorcist Believer. I've seen it a couple times, and my best, very quick comment was when you brought the comment back to the warning track. That's the way I saw this movie. It wasn't quite a home run, but it was a good shot back to the warning track that makes everyone go, "Oh!" I think they were close.
That's a really good analogy, John. I'm going to steal that, bro. I got a show I'm recording on Thursday for Horror Fest about the Exorcist Believer. I'm going to steal that, man.
Go ahead, because
have you guys seen? You've seen it, I know, but have you seen the Pope's Exorcist yet?
No, yes. I'm on like a Russell Crowe boycott right now.
Really? How come?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
me on Twitter.
I know his use was bad.
I'm just joking.
No,
I'm just
it wasn't that
joking.
bad. Well, it was that bad, actually.
Real quick, the problem with the Pope's Exorcist is this. When you base it on someone that's actually a real life person, you can only go so far. So that means the movie can only go so far.
Do you know what we've discovered from Thor: Love and Thunder and the Pope's Exorcist?
What?
That Russell Crowe cannot pull off an accent. Period.
Well, he can pull off certain accents, but here's the thing: if he's doing
an
a
Australian
European,
one.
if he's doing a European accent,
part of the year.
if Russell's doing a European accent, I'm out, man. At this point, he didn't even try that with Gladiator, man. He just did his normal voice.
Yes, and it worked. It really
I'd
worked.
have been fine with that. All I'm going to say is this: for a guy who claims to live in Italy for part of the year, his Italian accent was suspect. I'm guessing he doesn't leave his house in Italy and goes like.
Well,
down to
I'm
the
guessing
market.
in Italy they speak Italian, so why would there be an accent?
So I just want to point out that Rex, your conversation right now about the Pope's exorcist is a tangent on a tangent. Okay, so don't get on John for doing the tangents. That being said, I was really surprised by Exorcist Believer. I went in with the lowest of expectations because it's done by David Gordon Green, who did those last 3 Halloween movies, which in my humble opinion suck, right? So like I don't like those movies at all. I was not looking forward to this movie, and I enjoyed it. There were moments where, like, John, you've seen it a couple times, you know what I'm talking about. There are moments where they do like a full house end of the episode soliloquy to explain the theme to us, and I'm like, we don't need this because you just adequately showed us. The movie has some really good bits, and there were 2 moments in this movie, John, and you know what I'm talking about. 2 moments in this movie where I go, I cannot believe they did that. That blows me away. I really liked it. I liked it. It's not perfect, but I like what you said. It's that pop fly that goes up so high, everybody stands up in the stadium.
Yeah, people start getting up like, well, wait a minute.
It's an easy out. It's an easy out at the wall, man.
But I'll tell you what it did do. It did sort of, and I saw someone make another sports analogy online about it, and I thought this one was good too. It wasn't a touchdown, but it was a first down. It's enough to make me go see the next movie. It kept the chains moving, right? Because I got to tell you right now, certain things, like I have a real special relationship with that movie. It's the first horror movie I saw in a theater as a little kid. I snuck into it as a very little kid, and I kind of have like a real appreciation for that movie. If they had ruined it, I was going to be like, look, man, I know I have a movie pass to go see everything for free, but you're on your own.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I thought a good enough job was done. There were callbacks to some of the original stuff, callbacks to the book too. Ellen Burstyn is in it, Preston. It's absolutely right.
Dude, when they start introducing her, John, and they start integrating Tubular Bells into the score, I was getting chills in the theater, bro. That was awesome, man.
I was in the theater because of the time Dad with like a lot of older folks, right? And they all had that same reaction, remembering when they saw this movie in a theater, or, you know, somebody when we were walking out, somebody was talking about, I remember the first time I saw this movie on HBO. My parents told me not to stay up that late. Everybody had the same reaction. You're too young to watch this movie, and you're watching it, and that was me in the theater. My parents dropped me off in a movie theater, and I was supposed to go see something else. Right. And I saw all the cool kids going into the movie theater to see The Exorcist. I snuck upstairs. I had to go under the rope. I'm like 8, and I'm sitting in the empty balcony watching this, like traumatized as like an 8-year-old kid who was supposed to be going to see like Island on Top of the World from Disney or something. And, you know, so I really have an appreciation for it. And I think the honest effort was there to maybe give them the benefit of the doubt to go see the next one, which I think is supposed to be this time next year.
All right.
I hope they don't rush it. But to answer Eddie's question, David Gordon Green's never done this in his career, but this is ignoring all of the Exorcist sequels, and it is a direct sequel to the original. So there you go. And they bring back the oldest cast member. He's never done this, like with Halloween or anything, but it actually works. It works for this one, much more so for me.
I read that Ellen Burstyn sort of had to work a limited schedule because, you know, she's in her 80s. She's not in the best of health, but she really wanted to do it. And that sort of prompted them to make her part a little bit bigger than it was going to be. And I think Exorcist 2 is not a good film. I don't care if Richard Burton's in it or not. It is not a good film.
Bruh, in my humble opinion, that movie sucks. I think it blows, to be honest.
Exorcist 3 is an entertaining horror movie, but it's not The Exorcist.
Right. Exorcist 3 is the greatest psychological thriller of the 90s.
Yes. It's like if I went into my favorite ramen place and they dropped me off clam chowder that was delicious, I'd be like, okay, this is cool, but this isn't ramen. And that's the whole thing behind The Exorcist 3. This isn't an Exorcist movie.
Right.
It's
just
good
it's just
suspense.
that's piggybacking off the brand.
On. And then we had some various novels, sundry novels through the time, not great. And then they had that TV series on Fox for 2 years with Gina Davis, and it was terrible.
That's right. That's right.
Every week it got more terrible.
And they had the two prequels, right? They had The Beginning and Dominion, right? Those aren't very good either.
Essentially, they're the same movie that two production companies split apart, and it wasn't the prequel wasn't terrible, Dominion, and there are a couple scenes in Dominion, one in particular, an old movie, which everybody kind of waits for, right? He's underground. He finally, it's like a younger Father Mirren. He realizes what's coming for him, and the demon's coming for him, and he's screaming everything. Nothing works, and then finally the penny drops, and he's like, the power of Christ compels you. And it's like the demon slams into a solid wall.
Sometimes
that's
you just
2 minutes out of 120.
Sometimes you just, I don't know. You have those films that are really standalone. The Exorcist, I think, was one. I think Poltergeist was another.
Poltergeist was really watered down by sequels. That first movie is underrated.
That first movie was fantastic. I mean, was scary, was all you need to be. And then when they tried to take off with it again, that's just when I remember seeing the second one going, I'm never watching this series again.
Two has its moments, but three absolutely is not good. I never saw the remake. Did y'all see the remake? Because I heard it wasn't good either.
I did not.
No, they already ruined it for me enough times. I didn't need to allow them to ruin it for me again.
I mean, I enjoy horror movies, but I don't consider myself a horror movie authority. But horror movie authorities often say the original Poltergeist is underrated. Like, it doesn't get the credit it deserves.
Right.
Along with some of those other movies of the time that came out. It sort of gets forgotten a little bit. I don't know if it's because Coach is in it or is a little kid or whatever. But, I mean, you go.
I think it's because it gets lumped in with that it gets lumped in kind of like Gremlins sometimes. Oh, it's the Spielberg thing. It's like a family movie. Yeah, Poltergeist and Gremlins are family movies, but they also are actually very gnarly. And being a kid in the 80s, those movies were like my Exorcist, man. They were like movies that shouldn't have done what they did, but they scared the crap out of me, man.
It got to a point where I think that there's this one television commercial.
In particular is diabolical because we start with, look at the cute singing.
Yeah,
look at the cute singing cuddly creature. And then the next thing you know.
So what is that one commercial that I think it's insurance or whatever? And it's kind of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th kind of mashup. And they're running around. And one of them goes, let's get in the running car and go and run away. And they go, are you crazy? Let's go in that barn with all those hanging chainsaws and okay, let's go.
It's horrible.
It was logic. Right. It was a great commercial in that it made fun of it. But to a certain point during that era, it just became like,
that was a Geico commercial.
You could run over there, and we'd almost have fun with it. Like, it wouldn't make any sense to run away. Let's go back into the house that we know is haunted with the psycho killer and hang there and spend the night.
Always used comedy as a bridge to widen their audience.
Yeah, that's true.
I know tons of people that their introduction to horror, and I put that in quotes because I don't really consider this horror. It's like Abbott and Costello meet the Wolfman.
Yeah.
So you're they're saying it's scary, but it's not that scary.
Meet Frankenstein.
It's weird. I know. It's
Meet Frankenstein, John. Not to correct you. I just want everybody to look up that movie because it rocks. That movie's great. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And other people, Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness or something like that, or Monster Squad even,
It's weird. I agree. So the killer in that commercial, when he takes the hockey mask and he pulls it up, he just got this look like, oh my God, are you people kidding me?
Yeah, that's a great one. I remember that. I think that's a Geico commercial, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah. I knew it was an insurance commercial. All right, we got to take our last and final break. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
What if Hans Gruber from Die Hard had to battle the Joker from Batman the Animated Series in a dance battle? Or who would win in a race between Baby from Baby Driver and Snidely Whiplash? If Austin Powers and Shrek found themselves in a hot dog eating contest, who would emerge victorious? These are the questions we talk about on Nerd Killer Warfare. Debate the most absurd questions you've ever heard in popular culture. Register now by scanning the QR code or visiting bit.ly/EXP casting.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Go follow The Experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
Working on writing. I know, right?
All right. We're back. All right,
Real
so we're going to go through
before we move on, I just want to say, as off tangent as it is, Robbie's got his show with horror. Dynamite is going to be doing more horror. We're going to have more Army of Darkness. I'm constantly pestering Nick about more horror. So
Army of Darkness Forever is out this week by our friend Tony Fleece, so I'm super excited.
I want to kind of throw that out there.
All right, so Jay, we're going to go through these Batman back issues pretty fast. All right, buddy? So
yeah, Batman's terrible.
Yeah, I know, your favorite character. All right, so here we go. Batman number 390. Okay, so these are all 8.5 to 9.4s, more or less. All right. So Batman number 390, we got that for $8.
Tom Mandrake cover.
Dude, do you want to have your quality time with Screech? All right, so you better not like have interject every time I read one.
It is a great cover, though. I'm just going to say that.
All right, Batman number 391. We've got that one for $7.
Interjection.
I can't stop you, John. All right, so Batman number 394. We've got that for $8.
You gotta give him a second.
Oh, this was the special invisible cover. I remember that one.
Okay. I'm not using this as an excuse. They have disappeared off my StreamYard. Give me a second.
Oh well.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Barry Bonds and how he should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
You know what that means, right, Rex?
Hold him up. Hold up everything except the one with Man-Bat on the cover. Because you can just leave here with me. Is there one with Man-Bat on
All right. So, okay. So, what do we have? 401?
398.
398. Got that for $5.
Oh, wait, yeah.
All right. Then we've got Batman number 401.
Magpie.
We've got that for $6.
What's her name?
Magpie.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got Batman number 403, and we have that for $5.
It's one Batman too many.
Is this the Rocky IV crossover? Is that what's going on here?
I must
the clear.
You.
It's the clear cream. That's right, Marcus. Oof. All right. Batman number 411. We've got that for $5.
Pinball.
Then we had Batman number 413, and we've got that for $5.
This is a way to fill in those gaps in your
That's
collection
that's
at the
Walt.
nice price. You
That's a
know what I mean?
Walt Simonson cover.
Is that, that is a Walt Simonson cover.
All right, then we got Batman number 425, and we have that for $5.
I love junkyard cars stacked up on each other.
This reminds me of like Freddy Part 4 when he resurrects in the junkyard at the beginning.
Junkyard,
Of
I was like, is Batman Freddy Magneto? What is happening in this cover, man?
All right, so then we got Batman number 430, and we have that for $5.
Love the color there.
Pink sky.
All right, and then we have
It's
Batman
nice.
number 432, and we have that for $5.
The backdraft crossover.
I know he's backhanding Kurt
Backdraft.
Russell. What's
Good
going
one.
on there?
All right, Batman number 435, we have that for $5.
John Byrne.
Then we have Batman number 437, and we have that for $5.
George Perez.
Batman Year 3. That's a very cool cover.
Then we've got Batman number 443, and we've got that for $4.
Oh, what's going
That guy's
on?
having a bad day.
I was going to say, that didn't work out at all.
He went to
When you
Captain
drink
D's. Is
When
what
you drink too
happened.
much on a Saturday night.
No, he
All
went
right,
to Captain
and we
D's,
have-
man.
Robbie, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir, Nick.
How about an interview with Tony Fleeks or Rodney Barnes? A little
Any-
Alice Cooper, a little AOD?
I'm all down for that. We've had Tony on the show before. Tony's a friend. I love that dude. I met him. I bought him a beer, actually.
You bought him a beer.
How did
I
he
bought
smell?
this man a bear. He owes me. So yeah, we got to get him on the
Hey,
show.
Robbie, how did he smell when you sniffed him?
Tony smelled very clean and fresh, and he did
Good
not
to
smell
know.
like dogs.
So,
Good to know.
So the question is about Rodney.
Absolutely, I would love to have that dude on.
All right.
You think Rodney has time to do interviews with us?
All right, 3 more
That
books.
guy's writing 9 books
All
at
right.
once.
So we've got Batman number 446,
Name drop. That is a name drop. But when Nick does it,
and
it's fine.
we've got that for $4. Then we've got
First
Batman
appearance
number,
of Lennon in a Batman
There you
comic
go.
in the 80s.
Then we've got Batman number 467, and we've got that for $4. And then Batman number 472, and we got that for $4. If you are watching on Rewind, hit the link for the form, and if you're interested in something and we still have it, we will honor the prices tonight. All right. So now
Hey, hold on a second. Is Nick still in the room?
he is not.
He's not in the room.
Listening. All right. Here. How about this? Tony, Rodney, I'm down for. How about Alice Cooper? That would be great, bro. Let's get Alice Cooper in
I
here.
know. Can you get Alice Cooper on the phone? Because I'm probably golf course.
All right. So now it is everyone's favorite time, quality time with Screech.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Good
We have a
segue.
tournament named
I'm
that.
done for the night, everybody.
We have a tournament named Welcome to Our Nightmare. It's in 2 weeks.
That's me. Rest. Gets to sit for a little bit while I talk. While I talk toward the microphone, which is back there, not in front.
I gotta work with him. I gotta work with him all day. He can talk all he wants. I'm out.
Throw up the punchline because
I'll be back as soon as he stops talking.
for the first time in 2 years, punchline number 1, CBSN's Tyler Kirkham exclusive news. We've been waiting 2 years to get this. The copy's finally arrived. MSRP of $29.99? No. $14.99 for one, or first appearance of Joker in 1940 with 2 copies for $19.40 total. You heard that right. 1 copy, $14.99, or 2 copies for $19.40 total. And again, this is Tyler Kirkham's exclusive punchline number 1 variant. So check it out.
Are you doing the math there, right?
We've got it. What is that? TJ, why? Because we got them. They came and stopped. We've been waiting 2 years to get these, and we finally got them. So, check out Punchline. You type claim Punchline or go to dynamicforces.com and check out Punchline.
Plus, who
Yeah.
doesn't want their own Batman chair, right? There you go.
Yes. Listen, you can sit on Batman. Nice pickup, BBB. All right, it is Monday, so previews time. We're going to go to page 2 of some awesome solicits. I'm super excited because there's a lot of X-Men stuff. But before we go to X-Men, let's start with a new Century. Yes, Century number 1. This is a new series, new Century number 1. Look at those S's, SSS. and we are offering this CGC graded for $99.99.
So the deal is now they're trying to turn Sentry more into Shazam than Superman, I guess.
I've heard it's more like Sentry Gen V, is what I've heard.
I guess we'll have to pick up the comic to read it, or buy one from your local retailer and order the CGC graded copy from us. Next, we're going to Timeless Volume 2, number 1. This looks like Techno Moon Knight with some guy with a beard, but I don't know who that character is. But
he's Cage with the Iron Fist, bro. Come on.
That's exactly,
I was going to say
that's what I said, Robbie. That's what I said. It's Cage with Iron Fist.
That's Power Fist. Come on.
But we have this awesome Timeless number 1, CGC graded, coming out for $99.99. Now, you want this book? No, I do need a lapel mic. That would be great. If you want this book, what you can do is go to your local retailer and ask them to order this copy from Dynamic Forces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the microphone a little bit. Hold on. Just some technical changes. Nobody look. There we go. I guess I sound better now. So we're going to offer this TGC graded $100. Go to your local comic store, ask them to order this for you, or go to that dynamicforces.com and order from us. Either option is wonderful. Daredevil fans, Alex Lorenzo time, Lozano time. This is the foil variant of his cover, and this is being offered CGC graded. Now, the foils are a little bit more expensive to get, a little bit more expensive to order. Yep. So MSRP for this is going to be $149.99. A little bit more expensive, but the foils, of course, foils are very hit or miss depending on the print run. You could have a full case of books that have the same tick on the same spot. And when it's a foil book, those ticks are not pressable. So let us deal with it. Let us pre-screen the books for you. And let us just give you a nice graded copy of Alex Lozano's foil cover of Daredevil number 1.
Or as I like to call it, Daredevil versus the bubblegum crisis of 2023.
Ooh.
Because it looks like he's got bubblegum all over him. Get it? You get it, Alex? You get what I'm saying?
This was a movie. Meatballs number 4.
Me and John are actually working on the script. We're just waiting for Daredevil to hit the public domain.
We just need you to get to 200 likes.
200 likes, and this gets a movie. Speaking of movies/shows that are coming out, Thunderbolts. Boom. Thunderbolts number 1, and we have this signed by Terry and Rachel Dotson. Yep, the Dotsons together. MSRP of $39.99. Nope. $34.99 for both signatures and the book. Look at Red Skull's head. Look at the grape juice on the floor. He was drinking some grape juice and it fell on the ground. But nice Dotson cover, and we also have this CGC graded for $100. Yep, Thunderbolts number 1, the new series, and you can be sure that this is most likely very relevant to the new series because Marvel has been getting their ducks in a row with their comics and their MCUs to be kind of on the same path.
Didn't they hire somebody to do that, actually? I remember a while back they sort of hired someone to try to pull the two closer together.
I know, but Miss Marvel's a mutant now, so...
Well, they need to hire me, and I'll get it all sorted out, just so everybody knows.
Once they see your new Rodney Barnes interview, they can't say no.
Oh, man, they get Robbie doing Marvel, and I'd get Tower of Night back from the.
You would be like, why did Robbie cancel half the line, and it's all like reprints of 70s horror now, and revamps of that, right? We'll get a new Tomb of Dracula. We'll get a Monster of Frankenstein. We'll get supernatural thrillers. Come on, y'all.
See, look, TJ James has it right.
2,500 likes, and Marvel gives me the reins.
You heard it here, guys. Click like, spam that like button, and let's get Disney to check out our.
TJ, make sure you tag Nick into that comment so he knows I'm not the only one who wants to do a book.
Make sure you tag all the people: Kevin Feige,
Kevin Feige,
tag Bob Iger, tag Kathy Kennedy too. Why not?
Oh man, Kevin Feige on the space station. Why am I?
Kathleen's on her way out. We don't need her involved. We're good.
Anyway, X-Men time. Yes, there's some awesome X-Men books coming out. And these are some beautiful, beautiful covers. Let's start with Mark Brooks with the Uncanny X-Men. We've got two options. So first, we've got the Psylocke cover.
He's still talking?
This is Mark Brooks, exclusive Virgin Convention edition of Uncanny X-Men #1.
Sorry, this anchovy pizza.
Psylocke cover. It's coming soon. But wait, there's more. It's not just Psylocke. It's Mark Brooks's version of Psylocke with Rogue and Jean Grey. It's so good. The image is invisible. It's so good.
It sounds like too hot to show.
It actually really is too hot to show. This is the next
too
one.
hot to handle, too cold to hold. Right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Don Gustavos, thanks for joining us, man.
Is it the one that's called White Queen?
No, that's the other one.
And yes, we talked about that very briefly. We're aware. Legendary has their own books. Godzilla is doing some stuff in DC, fighting Superman and Wonder Woman. We of course have
with King Kong. War. With King Kong, yeah.
Who wins? The viewer. Yeah. But Jay, throw out that White Queen one because Mark Brooks also did this amazing X-Men #1.
Here's the other one because for some reason the other one didn't load. So here's. It's
okay. That is very hot, actually.
That is very hot, yeah.
It's like $19.99 on one cover.
So we're offering this special convention exclusive variant.
Ooh.
Signed by Mark Brooks for $79.99. And Mark Brooks's other convention variant, that is the White Queen. Look at it. It's beautiful. This is signed by Mark Brooks also, his convention exclusive, and this is $99.99. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Mark
This is
Brooks
when she saves those tigers from Siegfried and Roy, right? That's what this is.
This is absolutely what happens.
Wow, Philly's up 4-0.
That's a hot cover, man.
You know what else is a hot cover? How about Ariel Diaz's White Queen of X-Men #26, the comic exposure exclusive. Yes, exposure is the right word because she's pretty.
I'll tell you who they should get to play her in the movies. This might be a bit of a reach, but if they put her in the movie, it should be Ted Lasso's boss.
Look at Ted Lasso.
Charlize Theron.
Well, she's already
Gives a crap, dude. Who cares? Chris Evans was the Human Torch and then Captain America. Who cares?
She's also in Hancock. What a great first half of a movie. What an okay second half.
Yeah, that's the movie that the second half was. Oh no.
The lady that was in some of the latest John Wick movies, Mission Impossible movies, the blonde-headed woman in the last two Mission Impossible movies, she would be a good White Queen. I can't think of her name. There were rumors that they were approaching her for Sue Storm. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, this cover.
That one was you.
This cover is very nice. I like it.
No, she's not the right. No.
She's tall. I don't know if.
That's why I like Vanessa Kirby. Thank you, Marcus.
Vanessa Kirby.
Well, that's why I like Ted Lasso's boss. I don't know the actress's name. She's super tall.
So this was Comic Explosion exclusive by Ariel Diaz. But wait, there's more. Jean Grey time. This is Ariel Diaz's Jean Grey Phoenix. Whatever it may be. This one is so hot, and I might not have been able to show up because this is a very beautiful cover. Fiery red. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
$29.99. Again, these are all Comic Exposure exclusives that we're offering. Beautiful cover. And let's end on a time travel note with two of the most classic covers of all X-Men in existence. Days of Future Past with the last issue of actual X-Men, X-Men 141, and the very first actual Uncanny X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 142. Both of these issues are being offered individually, facsimiles, CGC graded, $100 each. Yep, you can get the two of the most classic X-Men covers. In facsimile, CGC graded, Days of Future Past to display on your wall for $99.99.
TJ
John
James
Byrne Gold, man.
half of our work for us in the chat, Robbie.
And with that, I think I gotta go downstairs. Bye.
So, Robbie, I gotta tell you, I'm
Thank you
looking
for
at my
the power
phone,
preview, sir.
and it's gonna be happening a lot for you, buddy. But a friend of mine posted up a meme. It's Dak Prescott cologne for those nights when you don't want to score.
Yes,
That's money, man.
name. Thank you.
I'm
Hannah
sorry,
Wadi.
man. Can't help it, dude. Can't help it, bro. So, all right. So what's up tonight? What are you doing? What's a horror fest tonight?
Tonight we're talking because it's not a horror fest without Dario Argento.
Oh, that's
tonight-
right. Whom you are a huge fan of, I know.
Huge fan. Tonight we're talking about what most people consider his last great film from 1987, Opera. Love the movie. Very excited for the conversation tonight.
Do you not
It's gonna be
agree
dope.
that it is his last great movie? Do you think that there's another one?
No, I agree with that, actually. It's his last great one, but I do think that his latest endeavor, which was his first film in like over 10 years, Dark Glasses, is kind of getting back to form, though he's a little bit up there in age. But from
Right.
Deep Red to Opera, there's not a miss. Right, John? There's not a miss, man.
Robbie is the person that first, like, I'd seen Dario Argento before, but like I didn't register until I started checking in with his show, and I kind of went back and watched it. I like to call it watching it with intent, not just like you're there, la la la, and it's in the background, like paying attention to the movie. And this guy just has a run of films. I don't know the exact number of them, but this guy has a run of films that a lot of directors would sell their souls for.
So what time and on PCP, right?
8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on Pop
PCP.
Culture Philosophers.
There you
link in the
go.
description or link in the chat right there. Thank you, Jay.
All right.
Even Dracula, which a lot of people aren't necessarily super convinced on, Dracula, watching his Dracula shows you, it gives you a glimpse of how he sees horror, right?
The
And I
best
don't-
part of that movie, John, is Rutger Hauer as Van Helsing, right?
Yeah. I think that is it right? Yeah, it's
Was
Hauer.
Rutger Hauer Van Helsing?
Yeah, in
Really?
the Argento Dracula.
Dario Argento's Dracula.
Dracula
It's
3D. Now, Rex, don't watch this movie thinking it's great. Because it's not, but it's
But you know what? Even when good
Well, that's a warning.
even when good directors don't necessarily hit the mark, you still get to like see insights of them a little bit. And I really appreciate that because, you know, you're watching Dracula and, you know, I'm sitting through it because knowing from Robbie, the director's work, it's like, okay, I'm going to see everything, right? So you take the good with the bad. But even in a movie that was not the equal of some of his other work, it's
Right.
still, you get to see his vision, his version of some of these characters. Let's be honest, Dracula's been done what, like 100
Yeah,
times?
it's
or
a
whatever?
very tough
Everybody
assignment.
sort of
I'm
has a
sorry.
take on it.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Here's the
because
thing,
it's
though,
been
Rex. I don't want you to get misled right here. I love what John's saying, but I just do not let Dario Argento's Dracula be your first Argento film. Okay, you really
Oh,
need
I
to start with
agree with you. Yeah, he has.
Fair
Suspiria,
enough.
Tenebrae, Opera,
Hey,
Deep
Robbie?
Red. Those are the ones to go with.
One more question. How about Sarah Frazetta?
I mean, okay, let me ask you a question, Nick. How about Sarah Frazetta? Yes.
Yeah, right.
For
I was
interviews,
on the phone with her last week, actually. She was at Spilio's shop, and he put her on the phone with me, and I was like telling her how much I loved Vampirella Dead Flowers. So I would love
Dude,
to have
there
her
is
on.
so much name dropping tonight, man.
So basically, what you're telling me is you'll interview her.
Yeah,
So
I'll do anything with her you want me to,
When I
Nick.
do a book, I have one
Okay,
guaranteed
let me
sale
throw
in the
one-
chat.
How about Adam F. Goldberg?
Yeah,
All right, I'll work on them.
okay.
Oh,
You got a busy week.
Well, okay. We'll get to it.
he's gonna have to redo the schedule at the college.
Let's have them all at one time. That's what we'll do. We'll have them all at one time on the show.
Table. Dinner with Robbie. You know, like the old Dinner with 8 things they do. Dinner with Robbie. It'll be him. Everyone will go around the room. There'll be like round table questions.
Catered by John Cole.
We get to. I'll tell you right now.
Bro, I love that. By the way, John, real quick, I know we're at the end of the show. I was just introduced to capers for the first time in my life this weekend.
You're kidding.
I love them. My friend said, she goes, they're like leafy, tiny balls of brine. And I was like, that sounds amazing, right? And so not only did I try capers, I go, what do you typically use these with? And they're like, well, a lot of people do like a bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon and capers. That's what I did.
You've never had a lox and cream cheese?
No, that's what I did last night with the capers and everything. It was so delicious.
I have one like once a week, dude.
Capers
are so delicious.
Just topping a French omelet. If you really want to enjoy like the caper flavor itself, you put it on a base like a French omelet. You will never not have capers again.
I got to tell you, I love capers on lox and cream cheese. I've been going to that place I told you about in Marlton. By the 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I can't believe you're this many years old before you learned what a caper was.
I've never had a caper, man, and I love anything like.
Have you ever tried an anchovy then?
I don't think I've actually tried an anchovy in my adult life. I love anything pickled and briny, pretty much.
Then please go try an anchovy. Okay, if you like capers, you will love anchovies.
All right, I'll tell you this. I'll try them live next week here on this show.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I'm telling you, dude, John and I love anchovies. We obviously love capers.
Now I got to figure out where to get them.
Dude, you should be able to go to your local supermarket. They come in little those oval kind of cans.
Yeah, every supermarket has a canned fish section, right? Sardines will be in there. It's sort of the stuff you look past when you're reaching tuna, right? You're grabbing tuna fish, just make tuna fish at home, and you don't see what's over here. But it's always sardines. It's always smoked eel. It's these things that people don't even know exist because they don't look at it, except the people who like tinned
smoked
fish.
Smoked
oysters. There was a restaurant in Philadelphia called the Sardine Company, the Great American Sardine Company.
Right.
And this guy would serve you these great, fabulous gourmet dishes in tins that you would open. He'd take the thing out, put it back in. He gave us a caper and mackerel omelet, which made everyone on the menu go, ew. And then it came out to the table and everybody was like, oh, like they couldn't believe it. I'm like,
now keep in mind, right? Kipper snacks. That's right, round guy.
Kipper snacks.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, all those things are in that can section.
I'm that guy that was driving back from Myrtle Beach and we go to a rest stop. And I'm the guy who goes, oh, pickled quail's egg. That sounds interesting. And I'll pick it up. I kid you not. And then when I dropped my daughter off, she ended up accidentally taking the bottle, the pickled quail's egg. And normally she takes my stuff, obviously my money, my like sweatshirts. I never see them again. I hounded her for a week. Do you have my quail eggs? Yes, Dad. Do you have my quail eggs? Yes, Dad. When are you bringing my quail eggs back? All right, Dad. I'll drive by the house tomorrow.
Having family that's like Amish adjacent, I grew up with pickled eggs of all kinds. Eggs, and
I love
them. They're in the jar. They sit there. You go to the picnic. One of the first things that come out of the basket is this giant jar of pickled eggs.
Absolutely love it. Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock.
It's 8
all
o'clock.
right.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Check
Have
out
a great
what
week.
Robbie's got going on. We'll be back next.
We're back. I'm back on Wednesday at 7 to 8.
Nick is
original art on Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, all Eastern time. Robbie and I will be back on Friday at noon Eastern on PCP for the topic of the day. Maybe it'll be
baseball
Hall of Fame. I don't know.
Barry Bonds. We're gonna be talking about Barry Bonds, maybe.
Barry Bonds. And what's next, Jay? Don't we take a
what's
break?
Next, Jay?
We're going to take a little bit of a break, of course, and then coming up at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, we're going to have Bronze Age Nerd.
Oh my God!
Interview with Jonathan Hedrick.
Oh my God! Wait a minute,
cool.
TJ. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Actually,
Friday
they canceled
from YCC. Do the
Wait a minute. Yeah, the giveaway. I'm totally sorry about that. It is the Superman Superman number 6 to 150 ratio. Sorry about that, guys.
That's because you distract Robbie and I from doing the show, right?
Yeah, right. It's me.
Sorry,
all right,
everyone.
spin that wheel, Jay. And the winner is Tacoma Geeks.
Tacoma Geeks, congratulations.
Congrats,
Very cool book,
brother.
wraparound cover.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Thankfully, there was nothing immediately after us. Thanks. Sorry again, Jay, for running over.
No, you're good.
The only giveaway we didn't get to was the 100 likes for Robbie and I doing a book for Dynamite, but
that's not a real
fingers
giveaway.
crossed.
That's
man.
not a real
Fingers
giveaway.
crossed.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Robbie.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.